Bum, ba, da, ba, 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 bum. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Becky, let me smash.
Let me smash, please.
Welcome to Heine House Live, a podcast about the exciting and ever-changing world of gaming and
Technology.
Heine House Live is available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever else
You listen to podcasts.
For all other info, including links to our community Discord, live video feed, episode archive, and a whole host of other great entertainment, please visit
HeineHouse.com. That's right. Get your fucking ass in Discord. What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Stop it. Get some help. Stop it. Get some help.
The remix. What's up, y'all? How are you doing? Hey, why doesn't my number one work? Why does my button not work? I want to switch my cams. There we are. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? There it works. Jeez. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. Episode 39. This is Heine House Live. And we're recording January 19th, 2020. It is so good to see y'all. Thanks so much for spending your day, morning, evening, night with me. Yeah, man, I just want to, before we get into the episode, I just want to say thank everyone. Thank you so much to all of the wonderful friends and listeners of this show. My 3.5 hour, 10-year retrospective recap video and podcast episode that I did last episode was very, for me, it was awesome. It was very freeing. It was very candid, and I felt great saying what I did and talking about everything. It just, after I was done, I felt such weight lifted off of me. And in a way, I feel like I can proceed with a clear mind, clear vision, and I just feel overall very, very good about it. I've been getting messages on social media, on the YouTube comments, on the YouTube premiere when we premiered it, and in Discord and other places of people taking bits and pieces that they heard that sparked something, and then they wrote me and we talked about it. And that has been really, really awesome. That means so much to me. Really, really does. So thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad that that inspired some of you and that we all can travel this road together. Thank you. So good. But we're going to continue on and bring you an excellent other episode here. And we have gaming news. I actually have quite a bit of tech to talk about. My tech section is pretty good. I got This Week in Gaming History on the list here. And yeah, then that's it. And then we're going to wrap it up and put a pretty little bow on it. But before we get into the show, of course, folks, I want to thank everyone on this list you see right here on the screen. Patreon.com/Jason Heine. That is me. And that's my Patreon page, folks. The show is here because of your support on Patreon. Man, I would really love to grow. I would love to get it up to 50 patrons. I'm calling it out there. I'm putting it out there. We're just under 30 right now. Would love to get it to 50. Even if you swing in here at $5 a month, the cost of one coffee a month, that's what it is. And that really helps me continue to grow the channel, grow the podcast, grow the business here. So thank you so much. All these amazing people you see on your screen are already in the Heine House doing the damn thing. In fact, we've really been hitting Patreon hard. I've been pumping out behind the scenes stuff, update car vlogs. In fact, just posted another one yesterday. There's like 50 or 60 videos that if you joined, you can go back and rewatch. They're all there. All the videos dating back to when I joined Patreon, 2014. Oh my goodness. And of course the after party's been kicking. We did an after party video last week. I did an after party, which is Patreon exclusive. I talked about my most anticipated games of 2020, and we talked about them. We watched trailers. I kind of went in depth. It was about 45 minutes long. It's a video just like this, like you're seeing, and we talked about that. So I spend a little more time, and I do things in the after party that I can't do on the show here, where I want to invest some extra time. And that's what I do. And I give that exclusive to patrons. And that was last week. We have tons of stuff coming in the future. So Yes, it's going to be fantastic. I show behind the scenes stuff that you don't get anywhere else. So, hey, feeling good. We're going to move forward and do some awesome stuff. Also, if you want to hit me up, 503-908-5490 is the phone number. I don't have any voicemails right now, but that is the voicemail hotline. Yes, call me up. Chat with me. Tell me something. Tell me a story. Tell me what your... we're going to talk about this later on in the episode, but tell me what your 2020 gaming goals are. I actually have a top 5 goals that I'm going to try to do this year in my gaming life. And we're going to talk about them later on in the show. It's going to be a good episode. Got a lot of stuff going on, but I'd love to hear from you. So that's spoiler alert. I'm just getting it out of the way. 503-908-5490. Pause the podcast right now. Call it. Send me a voicemail. Let me know what your gaming goals are for 2020, and we'll get it on the show. We'll talk about it next time. Some random news to jump into the show here. It's getting pretty hairy for a Harry Potter individual in England. Oh, was that not good?
Let me smash.
No. An employee of the Harry Potter studio tour, the gentleman's name is Adam Hill, who stole more than $48,000 worth of magical Harry Potter merchandise, was caught after colleagues were noticing these items accumulating under his desk. What the fuck? Bruh. That needs a bruh. Adam Hill stole Harry Potter merchandise, including wands, ties, badges, key rings, and so much more from the Warner Brothers studio stockroom between December 2017 and March 2018. And then went and advertised them and sold them on his eBay account. The Crown Prosecution Service said in a statement on Friday that these thefts were discovered after colleagues noticed Harry Potter merch and appearing and then disappearing under his desk. Internal investigation found that Hill had sold more than 1,040 items of Harry Potter items through his eBay account, and a search of his car revealed 12 packages and merch ready to be posted. Hill pleaded guilty to the theft in November of 2019. It was sentenced to 14 months in prison and then sentenced 18 months and 250 hours of unpaid work. Wow. Bruh, you are fucked. That's crazy. Yum Brands. You guys know Yum Brands. Do we? Maybe not. You may know their restaurants. You ever heard of Taco Bell? Maybe you heard of KFC. You ever heard of Pizza Hut? Well, if you heard of any of those, that's owned by a company called Yum Brands. Well, guess what? Yum Brands now has branched out of the pizza, chicken, and taco scene. They now own a burger joint. Yum Brands buys Habit Burger Grill. You may not have heard of that before. We actually learned about Habit not too long ago, a couple of years, maybe 3, I guess maybe a little longer, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. We tried it. Yeah, there's a few here local in Arizona, and we liked it. We thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my God, I gotta have it. But it was good. Yeah, we liked it. But the thing is for us, it's a long journey to get there. There's one really far away. So we don't crave it enough to like get in the car and just drive, a long ways. But yeah, we liked it. But now Yum Brands is a owner of that. How about it? Maybe that means more burger joints will expand. Maybe they'll be showing up more and more. You never know. Never know. Might happen. Thought that was interesting news. Do you have a Habit Burger in your area at all? I know they're definitely a smaller chain, but now that this merger has happened, maybe they'll expand. Some other random stuff has been happening. Awesome Games Done Quick. That wrapped up last week. We love Awesome Games. AGDQ, fantastic stuff. We watch it every year, or as much as we can anyway, and then we go back after the fact and watch the VODs because they're just so fun. And they really have tightened up their show over the years, and I'm really thankful for that. When they upload them to YouTube, like they cut out all of the dead space in between, and they just kind of get down to that nitty gritty. It's very good. And we love watching them. We'll sometimes put it on the TV and then go to sleep with that playing in the background. They're fantastic. But this year they recorded a groundbreaking $3 million raised for cancer research. Absolutely unbelievable and wonderful. What a wonderful charity there. So good. And shout out to my homie, Mr. Pete Dorr. He was there this year speed running again. And we watch him every time. Would love to be on the couch with you there, Pete. That'd be awesome. My homie. I was out working in the garage today doing some stuff, reorganizing some things, moving some boxes. So here's the long story short. I have boxes in the garage of stuff that they've been out there for like ever. Not only have they been there forever, but they've moved with me from like 2 different places or like 3 different places. So what we're looking at is stuff that have been in boxes for like 15 years. And I'm like tripping because I'm like, why the fuck has it been in this box for 15 years? Do I need it? Can I get rid of it? Because these boxes are starting to deteriorate. And so I've started doing this a couple years ago. I go to Costco or go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and I purchase those big black and yellow XL 37-gallon bins. And I'm trying to convert all the stuff that I want to keep and store it in the plastic bins, which is way more durable, safer, pretty much like bug proof, right? So that's smart, and because I have a lot of cool stuff out there. I should have brought in like a top. Oh, actually, excuse me. I brought in a couple of things that you can see here that I found out there today. These are our original 80s Super Mario characters. Look at this, Mario and Bowser here. I don't know if you can see them all that well, but these are the original ones that came out a long, long time ago. Found those. Also found these tins. You probably can't see them. It's kind of bright. But I have a Nintendo Wii and a controller. Yeah, you can't see that at all. It's so bright. I'm recording this in the daytime, so it's a little brighter in here. Shoot me. Here's a PS3 tin. Here's a PS2. I got an Atari joystick. So I got some tins. Really cool. Found those out there. And a whole bunch of other stuff, too. A lot of stuff from PAX 11, PAX 12, PAX 13. Merch galore. Lots of cool stuff. And then I was moving. I'm sorry. Here's story time. So then I was moving this fucking grid wall that I have. And I picked up this grid wall and I'm moving it. And why am I wearing sandals out there working in the garage? Oh, I don't know. Probably because it's the 80 degrees today in the desert. It's nice out. It's wonderful. I'm wearing shorts and flip flops out there. Anyway, I hit my toe on the fucking grid wall. And so, so I sliced up my toe. And I'm like, come on now. So Steph, she wrapped it. I should show you. No, I'm not going to show you my foot. I'm not going to do that. But she wrapped it and it's nice. It's great. I'm walking around here like freaking wrap toe McGee. At least, and she said it best, at least it didn't hit the long toe. God forbid, hit the long toe. We're going to have big problems. Let's move on to some gaming news. How about that? Let's jump into enough about this toe talk. A new PS5 controller patent leaks. Yes, some of this may be a little older news because I'm a couple weeks behind, but you guys may have heard this already. A new patent filed by Sony in June was approved actually on Boxing Day. But it was discovered recently by a Dutch outlet, Let's Go Digital. You guys probably know them. They're the ones that have been posting a lot of these screenshots and leaks for pretty much since the PS5's rumor inception here. This new patent showcases some new changes to the DualShock controller. The front of the design of the controller confirms a few things that we have heard and seen before, such as lack of the home button or the PlayStation, like the home button. An expanded touchpad, which we've heard about, which actually I reported on in an earlier episode. But what's interesting about this patent is that it shows the back of the controller, the back buttons, which have been added from existing DualShock 4 via a separate adapter, a little piece you can attach to it to give you little like buttons and triggers back there. This is something that looks like it's going to be a permanent addition to the PS5 controller. So this is actually pretty interesting. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this picture and I'm going to, oh my goodness, this iPad is so laggy. Let's pop it over. Take a... The fuck? Come on now. I'm just having nothing but problems. There we go. There's the PlayStation DualShock controller update. So there are the little buttons under there. So that's probably going to be right where your middle fingers sit, right? I mean, that would make sense. Yeah, right? That's middle or ring, isn't it? Yeah, that's middle finger. Give him the middle finger. Give him the bird. Bird is the word. Up, bird, bird, bird. A bird is the word. Up, bird, bird, bird. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think when I played the Xbox One controller for the first time, that haptic feedback and vibration in the triggers, that was epic. Like on playing racing games and feeling the road through the triggers and like when wheels were slipping with grip through the controllers, that was a game changer. Like it's very nice. I'm still rocking the Xbox 360 controller on my PC and shit. Why? Because that's how I roll. I'm old school, but I do kind of like this. And I think this might be a nice thing. Is it my numlock? What the fuck? See, here it is, folks. This is what I do. I have my camera scenes mapped to my numpad so that when I want to switch, I just go back. Up, bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. I got a new sound, Steph. Yep. It's number 6. I wish you could hear it. Becky, let me smash.
Let me smash. Please.
Yeah, we love that. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's good news there. Speaking of controllers, how about a controller on a keychain?
Let me smash. Let me smash. Please.
8-Bit Do. They're known for their high-quality third-party controllers. And now they're bringing one that is Bluetooth and very, very small. In fact, small enough to be on your keychain, in fact. That'll come super handy if you're at a friend's place and you happen to need an extra controller and you want to play games. Maybe you're on a flight. You know, you don't want to pull out the big old controller. You want to just have that on your keychain. Or maybe you're over at your friend's house and they pull out Smash.
Let me smash. Please.
Oh, my goodness. 8-Bit Do says that it will have the absolute bare minimum amount of buttons. It's going to be fully functional. It's great for 2D games. It has a full D-pad, 4 face buttons, 2 shoulder buttons, start and select button. Hey, that's what we had on Super Nintendo, okay? So it's fantastic. It's perfect. Yeah, I gotta actually have a picture. Wow, I have the lowest res picture on the internet for you. Why? Because I love you. And that's what I do. Look at that. That's the lowest res picture on Google. There you go. Let me smash. Please, Becky. But yeah, that looks nice. I think that would be dope. Be cool to have. Oh, I forgot the most important part, folks. They're only $20. $20. I'd buy that for $1. Pretty good. I'm all for it. Yeah, 8-Bit Do. They make good stuff. This was an interesting article. This is kind of more random than anything. And it should be probably in my random section. But I'll bring it up. Whatever, we'll talk about it. Fuck it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. There was a survey that was done recently. This is kind of one of those like holy shit moments, like what kind of world are we living in moment? Like times, actually, no, it's called times are changing moment in life. And so my title of this, if the Wi-Fi falters, will you be helpless in real life? I mean, I wish I was joking. But this is a reality. Website studyfinds.org did a survey, a new survey that they did. They surveyed 1,000 American adults. And the results of this suggest that Google may be robbing an entire generation of people from doing DIY, simple life tasks. This is kind of deep, I know. Basic home maintenance skills. Like, fixing a leaky toilet or hanging up a picture, just real basic home stuff. All in all, about 2 in 5, about 38% of participants said that they are helpless and unable to fix any common household problem. The stuff they gave, the examples they gave is patching up drywall, fixing a running toilet, hanging up picture. They're unable to do that without the help of the internet, basically without doing it a Google search or YouTube search. Participants were asked about their ability to fix a variety of different house problems without turning to Google for help. And while close to half, about 43%, said that they know how to unclog a drain, only 25% of the people know how to install drywall anchor. Another 39% said that they can stop a running toilet all by themselves, and 38% they said they can find a stud in the wall. Okay. Additionally, 31% know how to patch a hole in drywall, and 29% said they can replace a washer on a leaky faucet. So this is, anyway, there's a whole bunch of gibberish stats there. The fact is that a reality is that I think people are turning to Google or the internet for everything. And they're finding that even though it's helpful, right, they're able to do stuff, they're lacking the ability to just to know how to do it, like real basic stuff. And I think this kind of a catch-22 here, because also age is a big factor, right? I think the older you are, the less likely you're going to turn to the internet, because you either know how to do it or, it was just a different time. Like, it's passed down, right? Back in the day, your father, your grandfather, your mother, your grandmother, your uncle, your brother, your family member, they taught you how to do it, and now it's like, I don't know how to do it. Let me just look it up on YouTube, right? And that's reality. That's what's happening. 85% of the survey participants over the age of 65 said they can accomplish at least one of the tasks on that list without the internet. That would make sense. But you know what? It's really not the youngsters' fault when you think about it. I mean, think about it. We have put tablets in their hands when they're babies. We've given them something to keep them occupied. They're growing up in the age of technology. This is just the fact of what it is. I don't think it's necessarily their fault. I think, and again, I'm not trying to give parenting life lessons here. I have no room to speak. I don't have children. I don't have any room to speak, but I will say that if I were to have a child, I think it would be in the parents' best interest to try to teach your child life lessons, try to teach them basic maintenance, try to teach them things to empower them and hopefully spark interest in some of this stuff, and then they can hopefully run with that. I mean, there's no guarantee in any of this, but in the end, though, the internet is a fun tool. It's a great tool to use as a resource to help educate yourself on things. Hey, look, this isn't about knocking it. I'm guilty of it too. I've looked up tons of shit online. I feel, honestly, folks, this is some shit here. I feel that because technology has come so far and there's so much out there, the resource pool is so massive. There is so much more information about anything and everything on the internet right now, way more than I had in elementary school, way more than I had in grade school, or elementary school, grade school, same thing. See, I didn't even make it through it. No, I'm just kidding. More than I had in high school, more than I had in college. It's all right here in front of you. And I've used it to help in lots of situations that I've been in. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? I want to tell a story really quick. This is really funny. When I was reading this article, I was like, you know what? I remember a time, story time. Here's the story. We were in Disneyland. This was in the early 90s. I think we were actually there for the 35th anniversary. So this would have been what, 90? 91? I think it would have been 91. And we were at Disneyland, and it was in the morning. We were at our hotel, and we were all getting up in the morning. Everyone's showering, getting ready for the day. It's going to be huge. We're going to spend the whole day at the park. It's going to be fantastic, right? That's Disneyland. I won't name names. But somebody in the family clogged the toilet. Now, when you're in a hotel, pretty much any hotel you're in, they have one toilet. Well, there's 5 people in my family. All right. So we need to use a toilet. And I just remember somebody plugged the toilet. Well, let's just say my mom, just for shits and giggles, no pun intended. She was in there and she was like, what if we flush it again? It's plugged, it's clogged, and the water's to the rim. But what if we flush it again? Maybe it will go down. And I remember this vividly because it scarred me for life. And I remember my dad saying to my mom, whatever you do, don't flush the toilet. We're all sitting in the room. All of a sudden, you hear the toilet flush. The toilet flushes again. She's in there. And all I hear is my mom saying, oh, it's going over. It's going over. It's boiling over. The toilet was going over. And my dad was like, I told you not to flush it again. We have to get a plunger. There's no plunger. My dad gets on the phone. He calls the front office. We're in sheer panic because the water, it's not stopping either. It's not stopping. Water's coming up. It's going over. It's going into the carpet that's right there by the door. The carpet's starting to get wet. The toilet's going. We're panicking. My dad gets on the phone. He calls down there to the front office, 911. Yeah, this is Mr. Heine in 418. We got a toilet overflowing, and we need a plunger. We need a plunger. Oh my goodness! I watched my dad. He slammed the phone down. He hung up the phone. He ran into the bathroom, and I watched him go behind the toilet and turn the water valve off, and the toilet stopped. And I learned, I'm crying. I'm crying. It's so funny. And it was at that moment as a young boy watching this, looking at this, watching my dad jump in there and turn the toilet off, save the day. And I remember him saying this to me. He taught me a very valuable lesson. Unfortunately, it happened that our room flooded out. We had to move. We had to go to a different room. But he taught me, he goes, Jace, if the toilet ever starts to overflow like this and it doesn't stop, if something's broke, he said, this is the shutoff valve. You turn this and it turns the water off. You turn it this way, it goes on. This way, it goes off. And he taught me that at, in 1990. I was a young boy. And so, man, it's just so fun. I just thought about that story. I just absolutely love telling that story because it's so funny. I think all of us, everyone who takes a shit in their life, which is everyone, has a moment where the toilet is overflowing and you're in sheer panic. And so I just think it's so funny. What a lesson. So freaking funny. Man, I got some other stuff to talk about here. Let's talk about this. Grand Theft Auto 4 was pulled from Steam during the holidays. Did you guys see this? Did you see what happened here? Did you go to Steam and try to buy it over the holidays and you were like, disqualification, do not pass go, do not collect $200? Yeah, you could not buy it. Something happened. People were all speculating, it was because of copyrights and licensing. Totally valid to think that, because every fucking game that's like 10 years old or 5 years old, even, they have some sort of licensing or copyright issues and they pull it. That is absolutely smart to think, but that was in fact not the case. It's not licensing or any of that. It was, can you believe this? Rockstar doesn't have any more product keys to sell because of a technical problem stemming from the now defunct Games for Windows Live. Probably the worst fucking thing to ever happen to PC gaming was Games for Windows Live. And why doesn't Microsoft help out with this shit, man? They just like shut it down. Fucking GameSpy, that was probably number 2. You know, I should make a list. That could be something fun to do. Like the top 10 worst things to happen to PC gaming. That would be a really funny episode to talk about. A statement from Rockstar to Polygon, which is where this article came from. Quote, Grand Theft Auto was originally created for Games for Windows Live platform. With Microsoft no longer supporting Games for Windows Live, it is no longer possible to generate the additional keys needed to continue selling the current version of the game. We are looking at other options for distributing Grand Theft Auto for PC, and we'll share this information as soon as we can. Holy shit, man. Bless you, my dear. But the thing is they're going to have to pretty much, from what the article went on to say, is they're going to have to really dig deep into the game and rewrite a lot of stuff because it was built for that platform. Ugh. That's going to be really shitty. What a train wreck. That sucks. I feel bad for them. But wait a minute, who is buying Grand Theft Auto over the holidays? Who doesn't already own that game? I'm just kidding. Oh, Steph doesn't. She yelled. Me? This was a really funny thing that happened last week. Some dude tries to get a round of Apex Legends in at the airport while he's, just waiting for his flight. No big deal. Except for the fact that he hijacked one of the terminal monitors that you have up. The airport shows the terminal with the flights incoming, arrivals, departures, has all that information there. Well, some dude was like, I think I'll just get a couple of rounds of Apex in. Pulled out his PS4, proceeds to plug it in, plugs into the TV, fires it up, connects his PS4 to the public Wi-Fi that's there, and starts playing. He hops into a sesh. Let's do a few sessions here. What? It's really funny. It happened at the Portland International Airport, good old PDX, my hometown. Local radio station KXL and the Oregonian also reported this. I got the article from Kotaku, but this is very interesting. They said that once he connected his console to the monitor, it came up in the security office as a hijacking of the display. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Wait, where's my thing? Here we go. Whoop, whoop. Hijacking of the display. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hijacking of a display. Apex Legends. Whoop, whoop. PS4 connected. When approached and asked to unplug and cease using the monitors at the airport by the security there, he reportedly asked very politely if he could finish his round. No, you can't. Unplug it now. I mean, you're at the fucking airport. His request was denied. Actually, I got a screenshot of him sitting there at the airport. There he is. He's just getting down. Look, someone took a photo of him. Oh, my goodness. Wow, he has his headphones on, too. I didn't notice that till right now. He has his fucking headphones on. He's getting it. He's getting it. I love this monitor above, too. Look, the monitor above has the whole fucking layout of the terminal. Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome. What if I click somewhere else? Will it work if I do? I'm going to do some troubleshooting. Here we go. Nope. Okay, cool. No worries. I'll just do it with the mouse. Do it old school. Fuck it. We're doing it live. So before I wrap up gaming, I'm going to talk about my goals, my top 5 goals for 2020 in gaming. And then we'll do some week in gaming history. And then we'll jump into tech news. I told you, it's a big episode. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's jam-packed, full of stories. So what are some of my goals? I sat down and I really thought about this. And number one, I will say in 2019 was a rough year for me in gaming as far as gaming is concerned, because I worked a lot of hours at my other job, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to game, not as much. I think I had less time to game in 2019 than I've ever had. And it felt really shitty. And, we're working, we're grinding, we're trying to get stuff done. And that feels good. I work hard. I want to play hard. But I would like to make more time. Number one, before I get into my list here, I would like to make more time to game and play. That's number one. So I kind of made a commitment to myself to not accept tons and tons of overtime. I did that last year to help pay down medical bills and stuff like that. And I was able to and put the money towards that. And it feels really good. But also being away from Steph, being away from my home environment, that's rough. And again, I feel bad. And I definitely, I'm with you. If anyone else out there has to work tons of hours and overtime, I don't like it. And so I feel for you. So with that being said, with me trying to work less there and create more time to enjoy life, enjoy gaming, here are my top 5 goals that I put together that I'm going to strive for in 2020. Number 1, or I guess number 5, whatever. They're in really no order. They're not. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to spend my passive gaming time with a new game. I'm going to try to do that more and more. Passive gaming. That is when I'm stressed, I'm bored, I'm upset, I'm indecisive. When I have time to play and I'm in any of those things, that's kind of passive gaming. And what I do in my passive gaming, and I do this a lot, and I'm guilty of it because I like, it's like a warm, comfortable blanket. I will go back to a game that is very comfortable to me, that I've mastered, that I love, that I've invested sometimes thousands of hours already into the game. I will play it again because it's comfortable, because it's safe, because it's fun. And I know it's fun. I don't have to invest any other energy to do it. But some would argue that when you do that, you're not really gaming. This is a tough argument to have. People look at gaming a lot, many, many different ways. You can argue, hey, well, you're not really like spending the time as wisely as you should. Play a new game, play something new, get a new experience. And I get that. And that's what my passive gaming, I want it to become. So that's what I want to do. Instead of going back to that comfy blanket and playing that fun game, I'm going to pick something. I'm going to maybe install something or maybe pop in a game that I have laying around here on the shelf and play something new, something fun, and experiment with that. So that's my number 1 goal. I'm going to try to fix my comfortable passive gaming. Another thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to be more patient with games. I definitely find that I am not very patient with some of the games that I play, where I may play them for a little bit, maybe half hour, an hour, give them maybe a night, maybe I give them a session, and then I don't give it time to marinate. I don't give it time for the story to kick in. I don't give it time for me to level up. I don't give it enough time to actually get into the game. Not all games give you everything at the very beginning. They let you work through it and expect you to invest some time and build it out. So it's honestly, guys, it's like Skyrim. That's exactly it. All right. Remember that story? I jumped in the game. I was like, oh yeah, here I go. I walked up to the fucking mountains and the abominable snowman killed me and I never played it again. I need to invest more time. I need to play that game. I need to have my handheld and we need to go through that game. So like that's a prime example. That is real world example. That is me to a T. So there we go. A lot of the thing is too, is the reason why I may not be as patient with games is because I grew up in the arcades and I grew up playing arcade games, run and guns, shooters, like NBA Jam type, racing games. That's my jam. I love racing games. Quick hit, boom, get in, race, high impact, high action, quick, get out. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of like my bread and butter. That's kind of where I'm from. That, and I played Atari 2600 growing up as a kid. And those games, wow, they're something else. So, but I'm going to try to be more patient with my gaming. Another thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to play some different types of games, maybe some weird, maybe odd, maybe different type games. I mean, when I was thinking about this, I said, you know what? I tried to think about what are some really amazing moments that I had while gaming. with something that's not typically what I would play. And I came up with a few ideas. When I played Car Mechanic Simulator, all right, now this remember when I had a simulation craze that was like 3 or 4 years ago? That was a ton of fun. American Truck Simulator that I just played like almost as a joke, as a whim, right, is turning out to be one of like my favorite games to play and stream. And I am heavily upgrading what I'm doing there. I really should just tell you guys. I did something there. We'll talk about it after. And stuff like that. But how about, what's that goat game was it called Goat Simulator? It was. Holy shit. All 3 are simulator games. Goat Simulator. I played that when I was running around, jumping on trampolines, jumping over homes, having fun, laughing my ass off. That was incredible. That's a game I would never normally play, but when I did, I had a blast. So like that sparked, okay, you got to just jump out, get out of your realm and play kind of off the wall, random, crazy, fun games. You never know what you're going to find. You may actually find some really cool games in there. So I'm going to attempt to play more random, unknown games and indie games too. Indie's really where it's at. That's where the good games are at. No lie. That's where the good shit's at. And another thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to play, I talked about this earlier. I'm going to try to play more American Truck Simulator. I'm actually investing that promise by getting something that is going to upgrade my experience there. But it's not only going to be upgrading my experience with American Truck Simulator, it's going to be upgrading my whole experience while playing racing games. I did a thing, and I am really happy to say that I am in the process of putting together a sim rig for PC. And it's going to have the seat and the whole assembly. It's going to have the monitor. It's got, I'm going to currently use my wheel that I have, my Momo wheel. It's got pedals. It's the full shebang, dude. It's so cool. And I've got my speakers that I have already here. I'm using some of my old gear and I'm setting up speakers so that we've got sound, and my amp is over here. And I've been working so much. Like, check my social media because you'll see I'm posting updates on this. And I'm rearranging and making some room for the cockpit. It's basically a racing sim cockpit. So very, very cool. It's happening. I've wanted one of these for so long. For so fucking long. Even when I was a kid in the 90s playing on my consoles with a little Mad Catz wheel that like you put in your lap and you try to sit on it and get it to stay. And I would play and it would work, but it really wouldn't work right. And it would be all over the place. And I was like, man, this would be amazing if you could actually have like a full cockpit, be in the car. I always wanted it. It's one of the perks of being an adult. It's coming together. So I'm putting that together, and hopefully within, I would say, I think it's going to take the parts all together up. I think early February or mid-February is when everything is going to be fully coming together, but it's going to be so great. So anyway, there's a little spoiler alert. I threw that in there for you. So good stuff. Be on the lookout for that. American Truck Simulator is going to be fucking off the hook. And lastly, the thing I'm going to be doing, and this is not necessarily like game playing, like me actually playing related, but I want to get back into producing more gaming and retro gaming videos on YouTube. And I've already started with that. And my next video that I'm working on right now is my top 20 Super Nintendo games, my favorite Super Nintendo games. And I have that almost done. I have the whole script finally written. It's like 10 pages. It's going to be a huge video. It's very ambitious. It's going to take me back to like old school days when I used to review games and talk about that. It's really exciting. So be on the lookout for that. So anyway, those are some things that, those are some goals that I have in my mind. And when I'm sitting there and I come across any of this to where I'm thinking, am I passive gaming? Am I not being patient enough? Should I play something different? Should I just install a random game and play that I know nothing about? You know, when you're thinking about these things, go for it. Just embrace it. Let it happen. I think that is really, really great. It's something that I think will help spark, you never know what you're going to find. You may find another goat simulator. You know what I mean? Like, it may happen. You may find that one game that just really sticks. All right. So that was gaming. We had a lot of great gaming stuff. So to wrap up gaming, how about, here we go, this week in gaming. History. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it's been a little while. So here we go. January 19th. We're going January 19th through January 25th, taking us to the end of the month. You guys ready for this? This is the in case there's some new listeners, this is the part of the segment of the podcast where I talk about games that have been released in the past during the week that this podcast comes out. So that's January 19th through January 25th. In the past. Here we go. In 1996, Police Knots on PS1 in Japan was released. In 2012, Wipeout 2048 on the Vita was released, also in Japan. And a couple years ago, in 2018, Kirby Battle Royale on 3DS was released. What happened to that game? What happened to that one? That just no one bought it or what? We heard about it. We thought it looked cool, and then nothing. What's going on? You play that one? Moving on to the next day, January 20th. In 2002, Medal of Honor Allied Assault on PC was released. I remember that day. I bought that game. Back when Medal of Honor was just so fucking good, man. Medal of Honor in those days were like so story-driven and just like, they were just wonderful. They were fun to play. They weren't too difficult, but they had enough to where you could explore, and the action was great. It was era specific and correct. It was nice. Very nice. 2015, Resident Evil HD Remaster on PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One. Picking them up, laying them down. On to the next day, January 21st in 1994, Super Mario Land 3, Wario's Land on Game Boy in Japan. That's 1994. See, Nintendo was, even back then, still fucking up the names. It's Super Mario Land 3, Wario's Land. Wait, what? How about 1998, Resident Evil 2 on PS1? Oh, man. Oh, I want to say, too, I put Resident Evil on here. I want to say that during this week that I did this, there was pretty much a Resident Evil game almost every day throughout the past during the beginning of the years here. Like late January, it's like Resident Evil month or something. Like they release them all the time in January. It's insane. 1999 on January 21st, Snowboard Kids Plus on PS1 in Japan was released. How about also same day, 1999, same year, Super Smash Bros. On the N64 in Japan was released.
Let me smash, please.
And in 2008, the great Endless Ocean on Wii was released. I still like that game. Still love it. Great music. Love the exploration. We actually played it not too long ago. Maybe October of 2019, we played it. So I guess a little bit ago. Love that game. All right, next day, January 22nd, in 2007, Burnout Paradise on PS3 was released. Released a little bit later on the PS3, but they sure got it. That's good. 2008, No More Heroes on Wii was released. That was the only two games that really stood out to me on that day. Next day, January 23rd, another kind of light day, but in 2002, Parappa the Rapper 2 on PS2 was released. Kick, punch. And there it is in 2019 on January 23rd, Goat Simulator on Switch. What? What? Goat Simulator is on Switch? Why didn't I know about this? I'm going to have to get that. Love that game. Next day, January 24th in 2000, Bionic Commando Elite Forces on Game Boy Color. I put that on here because I love Bionic Commando on NES. I never played this on Game Boy Color. I didn't even know that they made one. So have any of you played that? I want to say, if you have, hit me up. Let me know how it is. That's very interesting. How about in 2000? Let's go make some crazy money with Crazy Taxi on Dreamcast. Yes, Crazy Taxi. Same day, same year. Boy, which one did you buy? Mario Party 2 on N64. What a day. That's some serious love for both consoles, man. You had a Dreamcast, you had an N64, you were hooked up that day. It's a good one. And rounding out this week in gaming history on January 25th. Oh, I forgot to put the year. Final Fantasy VII. I don't know what year it was. Let's take a guess. 2004. 2006? I don't know. Let's guess. Final Fantasy VII on PC was released. How about 2010? Uno on Wii. You know, the Wii has all those fun board games, card games. You know it. Oh, 2005. Playboy the Mansion on PS2. I know everyone had that one. Day one. 2011. Dead Space 2 on PS3, 360, and PC. All on the same day. And to round it out, folks, January 25th in 2019, Resident Evil 2 on PC, PS4, Xbox One was released. Like I said, there was a Resident Evil game pretty much like every day throughout this entire week. Folks, thanks for listening to that section of this week in gaming history. Yep. I'm trying to like drink a lot of fluids, and I'm trying to like, get enough sleep and eat right, because everyone at my work is fucking sick. Everyone is coughing and hacking, and like they're coming into work when they're sick. My other coworkers are getting sick because they got it from them. They're calling out, and I'm just like, bro. And I get upset because I'm like, if you're sick, stay the fuck home. But I get it. They need the money. Fuck, we all need the money, right? I understand. I get it. I can't be mad at them for coming in. But it pisses me off because we're all going to get sick. I'm like a ticking time bomb. I'm like playing Bomberman. I feel like I'm fucking the little bomber just running around like, shit, that thing is going to blow. And we are all fucked. I'm just waiting for it to happen. All right, we got some tech news up on deck. A lot of tech news, actually. Guys, I don't know how long this episode is. I'm not even keeping track, but yeah, a lot of cool tech stuff going on here. We'd love to talk about it. Some movies currently are disappearing from Disney Plus without warning. Do you guys, who has Disney Plus, and have you noticed this? I would like to know, because this is really fucky if they're doing it. Some Disney Plus users noticed that a few films have gone missing. Dr. Dolittle, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, Home Alone 2, and The Sandlot also are no longer streamable on Disney Plus. All these titles disappeared without warning, and so far Disney, as of me writing this, Disney has not commented on those titles at all. Netflix, HBO, Hulu, and others put out monthly emails or statements or articles about the movies that they're going to be removing either in the following month or months. Sometimes 2 or 3 months out. They'll even say like, hey, in March, this is going to be going. Like they give you an update. Disney Plus was like, fuck you. I don't think so. We're just taking them. Boop, gone. So that's kind of shady. That would really be shitty, man. Come on. That's kind of shady. So have you guys noticed that? Let me know. I do have some CES stuff. This is the Consumer Electronics Expo. This happened recently in Vegas, and they talk about all the big companies that they're talking about their next product. It's actually quite an event. Very, very cool. I'd love to go some year. Maybe I will. But so I do have some CES news. I even have like some like what was cool at CES later on in this segment. But Segway was at CES, and they introduced a new egg-shaped Segway. It's their newest self-balancing vehicle. It will not require you to stand up. It's dubbed the S-Pod. The new egg-shaped two-wheeler from Segway is meant to let people sit while they effortlessly cruise around campuses, theme parks, airports, and maybe even cities. The company tells The Verge, who I got this article from, that the S-Pod will debut in the third quarter of 2020 and that it plans to sell it to the public after that, possibly in 2021. Segway did not say how much the S-Pod will cost, though. Probably going to be spendy. And here is a picture. Here's a little Giphy Jiffy of the S-Pod. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know if I'd feel like a dipshit in there or not. I don't know. If that can wheel me around at like an airport or theme park or something where I don't want to like walk, that's pretty cool. But look at it. It's fucking huge. I don't know, man. It's basically a Segway with a seat. It uses the same type of technology, it looks like. Pretty cool. What else we got here? Oh, this is a really cool, interesting article that I wanted to bring attention to. Google can now detect breast cancer better than some doctors. Yeah, this is an interesting article. Google says it has developed an artificial intelligence system that can detect the presence of breast cancer more accurately than doctors. Folks, we are moving towards this, and I want to fully embrace it. Doctor malpractice or errors from just the human error is very high. And I feel bad because every year first of all, I don't even want to get into it. I'm not really a big fan of the medical system here in the United States. Speaking firsthand here, not really a fan. So anywhere that like AI or computing or intelligence can be used like this to develop something that actually is either yes or no, there's no discrepancy, there's no like human error, like, oh, it may be. No, like the AI, the technology, the data, it's this or it's that. This is really great news. And I wanted to talk about this. I think it's fantastic. We're moving. This is huge. This is probably the biggest article on the podcast. And I think it's brilliant. Now, the program that Google was made, that they made was trained to detect breast cancer using tens of thousands of mammogram data from women in the UK and United States. And early research of this shows it can produce more accurate detection than human radiologists. This is huge, folks. According to the study that they did, using the AI technology resulted in fewer false positives, where tests suggest cancer is present when it isn't, and false negatives where existing cancer goes undetected. That is huge. It's huge. Compared to human experts, the program reduced false positives by almost 6%, 5.7% in U.S. subjects and 1.2% for UK subjects. God, that's crazy. Almost 6% in the U.S. That just shows you that there's so many fucking U.S. doctors that, oh God, that's frustrating. If reduced false negatives by 9.4% in the U.S. and U.S. subjects and 2.7% for UK subjects. So that's huge, man. Those numbers are staggering. The AI system was more accurate despite it having less information and less time. Think about that. It was more accurate. It had less time and less data than what doctors have. And it was more accurate. It uses data such as patient past, their history, and prior mammogram data. I think it's huge. Absolutely think it's brilliant. And I think we should embrace any bit of this that we can. I don't give a shit what the doctors think. They need to incorporate this stuff because, we need to be healthy. We need to have correct data. And you know what? Yeah, no, I'm not going to get into it. I just think this is really good. It's fantastic. There's nothing worse than seeing someone you love go into the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you've got, there's a possibility there might be cancer in there. And you're like, well, is it or is it not? And then what do? Then you play the fucking waiting game forever for the results to come back or the test to come back. Oh, we need you. We're not really sure because we couldn't really. We need you to come back for more testing. I'm not making this shit up. This is how it works. And it's like, dude, if we could have some AI go in there and give us a definite, I think it's brilliant and we need it. Especially, everyone needs it. Samsung has made a super ultra wide gaming monitor. Okay. What's it called? It's called the Odyssey G9. The Odyssey G9 super ultra wide monitor. Jesus, what a name. Eventually they're going to be named after Killer Instinct combos. Actually, I have, shout out to 2010 Jason Heine. I made a soundboard bucket with all of the Killer Instinct sounds in it. And I don't think I've really ever used them too much on any of my podcasts. But you know what? Today is the day. I made this bucket with all, I have, I have all these Killer Instinct sounds. I'm going to use them. Okay. Samsung super ultra wide monitor. It's called the Odyssey G9. I think it's going to be named after the combo. So it's going to be, let's see if I can do this. Triple. Odyssey G9. Super. Odyssey G9. Awesome. Odyssey G9. Hyper. Odyssey G9. Brutal. Odyssey. Oh shit. G9. Blaster. Odyssey G9. Monster. Odyssey G9. Odyssey G9. And then, hold on, where is it? Odyssey G9. And then the big one here. Odyssey G9. How was that? Was that good? Thank you. Thank you. Can I get a round of applause for that one? That was on the fly, on the spot. Thank you. Thank you. Super ultra wide. Sunday. Okay. Odyssey G9, 240 frames a second, 5120 by 1440. Basically, it's two 24-inch monitors that are 16:9 ratio squashed together. That's what it is. And curved for her pleasure. Equals out to be an aspect ratio of 32:9. Does require double the work on your GPU, though, so unless you have a beast in there, don't even think about it. That high refresh rate, some games don't even run that, or taking advantage of that. 240 frames a second. Geez, man. Yeah, down the road maybe, but hey, honestly, 144 is like rock solid. Like I'm solid there. I'm solid at 144. So 240 seems crazy. I don't know if I'd want to put the extra stress and load on there, but it's nice that they have it there, I guess. Yeah, so it does require extra work on your GPU, and of course, a couple things I just said there are some things to consider before you get it. My current PC setup is that I have two 27-inch separate monitors put together, one's at an angle and one's head on, and that seems to work just fine for me. I like having the monitors separate because they are separate entities, and I can then allocate windows and programs and things on one while I then game on my main. If you have one monitor, you're going to have to rely on whatever software is in there for it to delegate that, right? Because sometimes you want your game to be just maybe half the screen, half the 16:9, and then the other half maybe broken up for other programs and things. So I don't know. That would get really, I don't know, man. I don't know that I'd even want something like that. A curved monitor, yes. Like if it's just used for one purpose only, for gaming, and that's it. Like it runs the game, that's it, perfect. But if you're multitasking and doing other things, that can get kind of tricky. And I don't know about the software on that. Yeah, it's going to retail around $1,000. Nope. I do have some really cool screenshots of it though. And I do think it looks fucking awesome. It looks like it's straight out of Halo. Look at that thing. Isn't that nice? Does look nice. Very clean. I love the back of it. Look at that. No, doesn't look like it's out of Halo. It looks like it's out of fucking Portal. Look at that. And when you are not using it as a gaming monitor, folks, you can just put it on its back and sled down any hill in a snowstorm. It's also doubled as a sled, Charlie Brown. I'd buy that for $1. That was also at CES. So speaking of CES, what happened at CES? What was cool? Impossible Foods. They were there. the impossible meat, which I've had and I actually really like. I think it's great. It's all plant-based. They introduced a new line into their Impossible series. Are you guys ready for it? It's called Impossible Pork. It's soy-based, has sunflower and coconut oil, and people say it's delicious. Something to check out. Samsung's Neon AI project is working on creating video chatbots that will behave like humans. Neon said its goal is to have realistic digital humans act as teachers, healthcare advisors, and assistants. For example, and they will continuously learn and adapt to become unique companions. I saw some of the screenshots of the AI digital humans that they had, and they looked like real people. And I think this is a really interesting thing that it's like iRobot. Here we go. They're going to take over the world. And I keep saying this to our Google Home that's in there. Whenever I'm mad and I'm talking bad to it, I apologize. 'Cause I'm like, you know what? When these robots take over the world, I'm the first they're going to kill. Like, the Google Home is going to come fucking walking in the door and being like, you yelled at me because I told you the incorrect weather for a different location. I will now kill you. Be like, but why? I already told you. Now you're dead. That's what's going to happen. TCL, that like random off-brand, no brand, coming out of nowhere, but making incredible products. Their TVs are great. They got Roku built in. They look really great. They're super affordable. Yeah, TCL. My brother actually bought a TV. It's fantastic. It's great. They enter the phone world with a foldable phone. So now TCL enters the ring. Check that out. Black Shark 2 Pro gaming phone. That was also at CES. I thought was pretty cool. Yes, folks, we're going to start seeing pro gaming phones now. Phones that are designed around gaming. You may say to yourself, well, what the fuck? What on a phone would I use that? What specs do I need on a phone for gaming? Well, how about a Qualcomm How about a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, clocked at 2.96 gigahertz, pretty fast. A direct touch liquid cooling system. What? And a 6x39 inch AMOLED Samsung screen with 60 hertz refresh rate. Wow. Holy shit. That was a tongue twister for me. That's a lot of specs. That is a pretty fantastic phone. No price or anything, but dude, yeah, your Flappy Birds are going to run pretty fucking well on it. I'll just tell you that right now. Alienware was there. They introduced a prototype UFO portable handheld gaming console, basically a portable Windows. And I know everyone has seen this. It's been circulating for the last week at least. It looks a little bit like a Nintendo Switch in the prototype version. You can tell it's a prototype. It's pretty rough around the edges, but it was functional and working. People could play it. What does this say here? Device for PC gamers from Alienware. It slides 2 paddle-like controllers onto either side of it. It's basically like a Windows 10 type tablet running portable Windows. Yeah, and it's going to run Windows games. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I don't know if we're going to actually see that, but it was a prototype. Pretty cool. And lastly, that I thought was pretty cool that I saw at CES was Charmin was there. What? All this poop talk, and then Charmin shows up. Yeah, you know, so the toilet was overflowing, right? It was overflowing, and then Charmin shows up. Charmin was there. They have something called a Rollbot. Yeah, get it? Rollbot? Rollbot? Okay, yeah, clever. Yeah, clever girl. Think of it like this. You're on the shitter, and it's not overflowing. You're fine. You're on the shitter. And you happen to look down to your left or your right because it was emergency. You had to run in there quickly, pull it, drop trowel, and just get your business done. It was emergency. You didn't happen to notice that there was only one square left on that cardboard roll. Just one square of toilet paper left. And whoever left that there, they can fucking rot in hell. I'll say it. Because that's just mean. Well, you're out of TP. What are you going to do? Well, it's simple. Well, it's simple, Fred. It's a quick popcorn popper. What you do is you pull out your phone and you launch the Charmin Robot app. Yeah, you have an app on your phone for toilet paper. This is a real thing. And you tell the robot you need a roll of toilet paper. And the robot will bring it to you. It will just drive in. It's got two little wheels. It's got a little roll of toilet paper on the top. It just comes in. NEM, drops off the toilet paper. And you're good to go. So you don't have to do a shit waddle. No more shit waddle. This is great. Think about it. How many times have we had to do the shit waddle? So, I mean, I've never done it. I've never done it. Thanks for watching the show. I'm out of here. I'm just kidding. That's pretty funny. So it's a little robot that just drives in and brings you a roll of toilet paper. I would get one. I would get a robot, but I would unfortunately use it for other things because we never have a shortage. At least, I mean, we do, but not enough to warrant a robot for it. I would use it for, to bring me like Doritos and ices and things like that. If we can get it to open up the fridge and bring some drinks and stuff, that would be amazing. Someday I'll go to CES and check out all that stuff in person. That would be awesome. Turn on the switch for rumors and speculations. It's a clever pun because it's about the Nintendo Switch. It's a really stupid pun, actually. I don't know why I wrote that. I just need to stop. Nintendo is reportedly working on an updated Nintendo Switch to be released sometime in 2020. I don't like to report too much on like rumors and speculation. I've tried to stay away from it. The PS5 has been like every day there's something. And I know I report on some of this. You guys know that. I try to report on stuff that's factual. Sometimes you can't always. But this has been circulating here. Taiwanese electronics newspaper called DigiTimes reported this, that they are working on it. And there's probably going to be some sort of release around mid-2020. So the rumors are flying. And I just want to say about this is that, yes, we are going to get some sort of new Switch version. Switch Pro, Switch whatever, upgrade this, new features, new colors, maybe a bundle. Yes, we're going to get this. We have to understand something. The Switch is quite a few years into its life now, which means that Nintendo... Okay, so here's the thing. Back when the Wii U was launched, Nintendo was doing an interview. And I remember who was it? It was Reggie. I think Reggie was talking about this. And they were asking him about the timeline of like when it was developed, when the Wii U was developed, or like, when did you start thinking that you wanted to make, put a screen in the controller type thing? They asked him a question like that. And I remember this stuck with me. Reggie said, Nintendo is always looking forward to their next console. And I remember he said this. He goes, after 1 year of a console launch with Nintendo, they begin planning and putting their new ideas and new consoles into play and putting it together. So think about that. So he was basically saying 1 year after the Wii's launch in 2006, in 2007, they began planning the Wii U. That's very, very fascinating. So basically what that means is when that Switch was launched, we're well into a couple years of its life. They are already planning whatever their next console is. Now, whether that be a Switch Pro or, like we already just had the Switch Lite come out. That was new, right? That was already in the works. I bet you they had that design already done when the Switch was launched. It was already done. So I think they're actively working on it. Yes, I don't think this is like big news. Yes, Nintendo's working on it. Same thing with Microsoft and Sony. They do the same thing, man. A year after the console's launched, boom, they're working on the next console, trying to get that next gen shit. And then they slowly add to it as technology advances and as the timetable, moves forward. Absolutely. It's pretty fascinating. I'm excited. I mean, I honestly, I hope that we get a more powerful Switch. I hope we get a maybe higher res Switch, maybe better GPU, maybe processor, maybe it's able to handle higher frame rates. And I think, I mean, they need to redesign their Joy-Cons straight up. They need to fix that. That is a flaw in the system for sure. So hopefully they do that. Should be good. What else I got here? Last on my list here for some, this is actually also CES. I got CES stuff all over the place. Panasonic is going to be breaking free from the full head VR experience that we're so used to. All these companies are making VR that are basically big goggles, right? Or basically a mask you wear over your head, goes on your forehead, goes around your head. Panasonic is doing something different. They are introducing, or at least currently working on, VR eyeglasses. Yeah, this is really cool. I have a screenshot I'll show you here in a minute. The eyeglasses sport micro OLED panels that eliminate the screen door effect, which is very, very nice. It does UHD resolution, usually 3840 by 2160 is what the resolution is, very high. Though this is unclear if it covers one or both of the eyes. They weren't sure on the specs on that yet. Those panels are also the first in the VR space to support HDR colors, which would help make virtual worlds more vivid. Definitely give it more dynamic range, contrast, brightness, that sort of thing. And I hope they make it into a real consumer product. They had some there they were showing off. I think all of it is extremely exciting. And for me, I think this is a great bridge to gap the whole VR experience. I want VR. I'm interested in VR. I just also, like investing the money to do it and then having the huge apparatus and everything that goes with it. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, if we can get something that's small. Here, why don't I just show you these? Sorry, I'm talking about it. Why don't I just show them to you so we can talk about it? I think, that's cool. I think they look so cool. They look almost futuristic. Having something that is small like this, that fits just over like glasses, and if you can get the same VR experience with that, hopefully the immersion is just as good. The nice thing about a full mask is that it goes all the way up to your forehead. It goes down by your nose. It blocks off the light everywhere. And it really, puts you into that world. And I hope that these are able to achieve that. But I would absolutely be interested in eyeglasses if that's the case, because lightweight, the form factor is very nice. And plus, I think they look really cool. I mean, you may look like a bug, like bug-eyed when you're wearing them, but still, I think that's way cool. Don't you think they look cool? I think it's kind of nice. Definitely be into it. All right, folks. Hey, hit me up on the voicemail. I want to hear from you. Tell me about your goals. What are your gaming goals this year? We have plenty of time. It's only January, plenty of time, but think about it and give me like maybe just your top 3. Give me your top 3 gaming goals. Send me a voicemail and I'll play it on the next episode. I'd love to hear from you. 503-908-5490. That is the phone number. Call me up. 503-908-5490. Of course, check out the all-new HeineHouse.com. Recently redid it. It's brilliant. It's lovely. Everything is there. Check out the new album, Couple Skate. I got it right here on display. I just released that. I got physical copies there. Yeah, man, good stuff. Everything is happening. Join the Discord, join the community, take part, have fun with us. I love interacting with you guys, chilling with you, hanging out, having a good time. I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna close the show. I'm gonna play a song. That's what we always do. I play a song on the way out, and I'm gonna do something fun here. Let me just pull up my. I'm gonna stream this right from my Bandcamp page because. Oh, there's Mr. Jason. Mr. Jason Heine. There he is. I'm going to play... what have I not played? What have I not played that you guys want to hear, huh? What's it going to be? Let's do a drum cover. How about that? Let's do a video game drum cover. I'm going to play one of my favorite. You know, this is one of my favorites. I mean, they're all really good. They're all really good. But off of my album, Video Game Drum Covers 2, boom, stage 2, I'm going to play this song right here. This is Drum Gear is Solid off of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the show. We'll catch you next week. Give you a little volume on the tube there. The build up on this though, just letting it build. Man, if that doesn't get your blood boiling, man, I don't know what does. Go download that whole album. It's absolutely free. Tipping is encouraged, of course, but check it out. Video Game Drum Covers, Stage 2, HeineHouse.com. Much love to you guys. Thanks for listening. Catch you next week. We out of here.